my channel. It's me, Joy Presley. Now before we start the video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. That'd be greatly appreciated. So it's great to see you guys again. I just love my room so much. It's so pretty. But yes guys, as you can see by the title, this is called What Happens If You Fail the ASVAB. Now this video is very highly requested and a lot of people have been asking me, you know, what do? I didn't pass, I'm freaking out, I'm scared. What is my next step? So guess what guys, I'm here to help. So please give this a big thumbs up and let's just dive right in. So number one is do not freak out. Do not freak out guys, it is okay. Oh my gosh, I cannot stress this enough. It is going to be okay. If you fail, it doesn't make you any less of a person, doesn't make you dumb, doesn't make you stupid. You just didn't pass and you guys will always have a second chance. Okay guys, so don't freak out. Number two is I want you guys to ask yourself, honestly ask yourself why you think you failed. Now, I know that sounds kind of mean, like, oh, why is she asking me that? But no, seriously ask yourself, you know, why did I fail? Because a lot of people fail for many different reasons and we are going to talk about that. So one of the most common reasons why people fail is because they're not prepared enough. Yes, they're not prepared enough. So sometimes this is what happens. You know, people will think that they're ready, they might study a little bit, they might go into the test, but they end up failing because they're not really prepared enough. So when it comes to the ASVAB, you guys want to make sure that you're taking out a lot of time to study. I'm not just talking about for a couple weeks. No, you guys need to take out a lot of time to study. You know, you guys need to dedicate time to really go over those questions. And I really want you guys to dive into making flashcards and finding somebody to help you study. Now, if you live alone, I definitely want you guys to download that ASVAB app from the App Store because that literally has almost all the questions you actually might run into on the test. I kid you not, guys. Those questions are very popular and a lot of times the test takers will literally just grab some from that app, throw it on the test and see if people are going to remember those questions. So yes guys, that is one of the most common reasons why people fail is because they're not prepared. They're underprepared and they're not realizing that that test is pretty long and it's pretty hard. So another reason why people fail is because they cram the night before. So cramming is like a big no-no guys. You guys definitely don't want to do that. You guys want to set aside a lot of time to study. Cramming just makes you forget everything. You might remember a couple questions, but it's just too much for your brain to handle. So don't cram. And then another reason why people fail is because sometimes it isn't always about, you know, not studying enough. I remember teachers used to say like, oh, you failed because you didn't study enough. And don't worry, I know there's somebody watching this who really did put in the time, who really did make flashcards, who really did study. But I feel like a lot of people fail too is because of testing anxiety and they kind of just like forget everything. You might study for weeks and weeks and weeks, but then when you see the test, you know, you just blank out and you just forget everything. So I definitely understand both sides of the spectrum. There are people who don't really study and fail, but then there are people who do study but just freak out or different things like that. So yes guys, I definitely see both sides of the spectrum, but I really want you guys to do better next time and I know you guys will. So number three is when you find out that you failed the ASVAB, you definitely want to make sure that you contact your recruiter. Your recruiter should already know because when you guys are done with the test, most of the time your recruiter is going to be the one picking you up. But in some cases, if your recruiter doesn't pick you up the day that you failed, you definitely have to tell them right away. Even if you don't tell them, there is an email that is sent to them right away, but you still want to, you know, keep them in the loop. It's the right thing to do. And always remember not to freak out. Your recruiter is the one who's going to take you through the whole process and your recruiter is the one who's going to take you through what to do next. Okay, guys? So number four is when you find out that you failed the test, don't worry. I want you guys to just take a few days just to kind of calm your nerves. Don't go right into studying like crazy. That's not going to make anything better. You're only going to stress yourself out more. But I do suggest that you guys take out a couple of days just to relax, clear your head, and then go back into studying. And when it comes to studying, you want to make sure you have good habits. So you want to be in a well-lit room. You guys should have a snack near you. You guys might need a little bit of calm music. You want to be in a room that's pretty, you know, pretty calm and relaxing. You don't want to be somewhere where there's kids running around or something like that. And if you do have kids, you know, you might have to You might have to even take them to a babysitter just so that you can clear your head, or maybe go to a library or go to Starbucks and just study by yourself. That's a great thing to do, guys. And if you guys can, try to find somebody that can help you study. It's always good to have like somebody who's there as like a support system, whether it's a husband, wife, friend, neighbor, whoever. Find somebody that can help you study. I highly suggest that. Number 5 is, you're probably wondering, how long do I have to wait to take the test again? Now, this question really depends, because for some people it's shorter and for some people it's longer. Now, due to COVID-19, you might be waiting like 2 months to 3 months to take it again. I talked to somebody on my Instagram and they told me that they failed, and they told me that they have to wait at least 2 to 3 months due to COVID. But the person also told me that they didn't really study. So that is the main thing, guys. You want to make sure that if it's your first time around taking the test, you want to make sure that you consider all those factors. If I fail, I'm gonna have to take it again. I'm gonna have to wait long. So try to pass it on the first try. But this video is for the ones who failed, so don't worry, I'm here to help. So yes, guys, you might have to wait around 3 weeks to a month. Sometimes it could be 4 months. It really just depends. For me, I remember when I took the ASVAB, I didn't get the best score. I got like a 35, I believe, and I took it again and I got a better score. So yes, guys, it really just depends on the time frame and COVID restrictions, but talk to your recruiter, because they should be able to give you all the information. And every recruiting station is different. Some people wait long, some people don't wait. It really just depends. Number 7 is, we're gonna talk about ways to improve your score. So ways to improve your score would be studying on the ASVAB apps. I will leave them down below. Those apps are amazing, guys. They are amazing. Please don't be lazy and skip out on those apps. Study, guys. Everybody has a phone, whether it's an Android or iPhone, so use those apps to study. A great thing is, when you guys are like watching TV and the commercials come on, use that time to kind of flip through the questions. I remember my recruiter used to tell me that, whenever you get downtime before you go to sleep or before you go to the gym or whatever, use that time just to kind of peruse through the app. I'm telling you, it will help. And now we're going to talk about some study tips. So the day of the test, so let's just say this is your second time around taking the test. You might be feeling extremely nervous, but don't worry. The next time that you take the test, make sure that you are well rested, make sure you eat a good breakfast, and try to be calm, because that is the main thing. Nerves, adrenaline can really take over your body. So make sure you guys are relaxed, and always tell yourself that you're gonna do well. I remember I used to struggle with this as a kid. I used to say, I'm gonna fail. But my dad used to always say, don't talk doom and gloom, you're gonna do great. And the better attitude you have, the better your score is probably going to be, because it's all a mental game. Honestly, it's a mental game, and you guys can do it. And the next thing is, when it comes to taking the test, you guys will most likely be on a computer, okay? So you probably will get like a sheet of loose leaf paper to write down like your little scrap notes or whatever, if you're doing like a math problem or something. But what I suggest is, a lot of times when people are taking those tests and it's multiple choice, this is what people do 98% of the time. Statistics show that people never go with their gut choice. What they'll do is they'll see A, B, C, D, and right away your brain is going to throw out an answer, right? The first thing that your brain says, click that answer. I'm pretty sure that's the right answer, guys, because your brain like reacts to the first thing that it sees. So a lot of times people change their answer on the test. Their gut says A, but they choose B, and pretty much B is probably wrong, okay? So always go with your gut choice. If your gut is telling you, okay, I think this is the answer, just be confident and go with it. You might get it wrong, you might get it right, but guess what? At least you went with your first instinct. And yes, guys, that is pretty much the end of the video. I do not want to make this too long, but those are all my tips for if you fail the ASVAB. Always make sure that you are well prepared, well studied. Make sure you guys talk to your recruiter ASAP. Try to study with your recruiter. See if you guys can schedule like an appointment. A lot of recruiters have a lot of time to really work with you. I remember my recruiter was amazing. Me and him used to study almost every day. I used to go by his office and he would set up his computer and we would just work together. But if that's not the case for you, if your recruiter is kind of like dry and has like a boring personality, like I said, you might have to like go to a library and find somebody to study with you. Make sure you guys use those apps, use my tips. You guys will do amazing. Don't worry if you failed. There is always a next time. And if you fail again, don't let that discourage you. You know, the Army really isn't for everybody, so don't make it seem like, oh, like I'm such a stupid person if I can't get into the Army. Maybe the Army just isn't the right path for you. You might find a different route and enjoy that even better. So yes, guys, I love you guys so much. I believe in you. Let me know how you guys do next time. Peace.